Today I'm gonna be checking out these two Blue guitar amps right here. I already did a video on the Iridium version of the BluAmp 1, and a couple of days ago the Mercury arrived to me to do a test on. It's the test tweaks or test weeks right now with the Blue guitar. So anybody, I think, can order one of these two amps right here and just test them for a couple of weeks and then send them back if you don't like them. I hope I got that right. I hope I'm not like telling bullshit right here. Anyway, I'm just comparing these two amps in this video. The Blue guitar, Iridium, as I said, and the Mercury. And normally I don't really like to do these kind of A-B comparisons because my philosophy is if you find something, if you test it, you check it out, either you like it or you don't. And don't do too much of this comparing, you know, because it's gonna make you crazy. But since I've got it here, I'm curious myself, you know, I wanna know the difference. So I built this little switching system. My SG is going into my pedal board and it's splitting the signal with a Layla splitter so I can go into both amps at the same time. And then I'm going out again into a Layla splitter, and this is something you can only do with these Blue guitar amps because they do, you know, because they don't have transformers. You don't need a load box. They are full 100 watt tube amps. They are very loud, but they don't have transformers. That's why they're so light, and that's why they're so small. So, and that also allows you to, as I said, not rely on a load box. You can actually just, you know, you don't need to hook it up on a cab. You can just take this with you and put it directly into the PA system. It has a recording out, also speaker simulation. But I did a full video on the Iridium. You can check that out. I explain a little bit more in detail what you can do with these kind of amps. And anyway, so I'm going from the speaker outs of each of these amps into a Layla splitter again, and that is allowing me to either hear, you're hearing this amp or this amp, you know. And by the way, come on, this is the Mercury and this is the Iridium. I'm on a vintage channel right now, so but let's go a step back. And by the way, I got the amps set up completely identical. There's little potties here at the side of each amp right here. These are by design hidden, so you kind of dial them in. You can adjust the sound, you know, you can make it sound more bright or more dull, more I don't know, just more volume. For example, you can adjust the boost right here, how much boost you want and stuff like that. There's a gate. I put the gate on soft on the Iridium. I put it on soft on the Mercury. They're exactly set the same. The EQ is set just on 5 everywhere. Volume, gain, it's all the same. So let's go to the clean channel of each amp, and this is the Mercury. Might want to have some reverb with the... Let's put on some reverb right here. Let me see that I got the reverb dialed in same as well. Let me put it on 5 as well. Yeah, it's on 5 now. Oh yeah, and I got a gate in my the gate is cutting off the reverb that I got going on. I just got a tiny little bit of gate because there is some hissing and noise going on from some of the cables. Like, I haven't found that out yet. I have to excuse that. I put some gate on the Apollo, so it's cutting off a bit of that reverb. Mercury, Iridium. Mercury. Iridium. Right here, if the clean, it's definitely the Iridium for me, like there's no doubt about it. The Mercury sounds nice too, but it's just not as clean, so to say. You know, it has more of that mid-range oomph to it and doesn't sound quite as open as the Iridium. And I would describe that as the main character difference between these two amps. I've already been playing around with these two, and that's like the main difference. Like the Iridium sounds by design more modern, more open, and the Mercury is like the rock and roll version. It just has more mid-range push, like as if I would be playing like my old Marshall back there. It sounds closer to a vintage Marshall than the Blue guitar, though you have to say that you can dial with those little potties at the side. You can technically dial both amps to sound pretty much identical. So in the end, I'm not sure if it even matters that much. Functionally, they're doing the same thing. Let's keep going here. Okay, so that's clean channel. I'm not using that one as much anyway. Let's get off that reverb. I'm going to switch right to the vintage channel. So we engage that by just pushing these buttons right here. I'm on the vintage channel on the Mercury right now. Let's switch to the Iridium. Like, I'm missing out on some gain. Let me put on a BB preamp here. Got a BB preamp engaged right now. Oh yeah, now that hum, that's the BB. So let me turn that off. So on the vintage, on both amps, I had the feeling that I wanted more gain. I could have just achieved that by dialing in more gain on the amps itself or boosting with the internal boost that is built in. I just decided to go with my BB preamp because I just love that BB sound. The interesting thing about the vintage channel is it does not have side controls here. It really just is what it is, the vintage channel. Put it in the comments, which one did you like more? Like, did you like the vintage channel on the Mercury or on the Iridium? For me, it's so fucking hard to decide. I like both these amps, man. I could imagine a setup where, you know, just like this, without my second little splitter, you know, just splitting both amps and doing like a 2 amp setup with just these 2 amps. Like, wouldn't that be awesome? Like having 2 really small amps that you can dial in to have exactly the same volume. And by the way, like, that's pretty awesome. They dial in the same, and they actually have like pretty much the same volume. There's nothing I have to adjust with the Apollo with my interface. They have the same gain going into the preamp, and I think that's pretty cool. Let's go to the next channel, the classic channel, one of the channels that I love the most with the Iridium. We're on the Iridium right now. It's pretty loud. Yeah, again, huge difference between these two amps right here. With the classic channel. Let's switch to the modern channel. And you know, judge for yourself which sound you like better. I'm pretty much sure which one. Like, I'm gonna reveal which amp I like better at the end of the video. But judge for yourself. In the end, you know, it's a matter of taste. So we're on the Iridium. Let's go with it. Interesting. The Mercury seems to be quieter on the modern channel than the Blue, than the Iridium, right? Let's keep going. Let's go to Iridium. Like, I want to check something. I got the Iridium full on with the volume. Let me just check if I really got it full. Yes, I got it full on both amps, and yeah. But I mean, that really shouldn't matter. Let me do something just to be fair. Let me make the Mercury just for the modern channel a bit louder. So, now, I don't know, I hope this is true, but just the volume that I'm now perceiving seems to be kind of more balanced with the modern channel. I don't know why that is. In fact, that's a point that, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's about the sound, it's not the volume that really counts. You can just, as I did, you can just put up more volume. So again, Iridium, Mercury. Okay, people, we've gone through all channels. We have the clean channel, the vintage channel, the classic channel, and those channels, volume-wise, were all balanced. When we switched to the modern channel, interestingly enough, The volume needed to be adjusted. I needed to give the Mercury quite a bit of boost. Now sound-wise, as I said, that's not something that really matters because the master volume anyway really is a real master volume. It does not change. You know, there's no tube saturation happening here with the master volume. In fact, I think it sounds better when it's like in this range. I had one rehearsal where somebody asked me to put the Iridium on 8, which was crazy loud. And I think it didn't sound as good because it made it sound too thick. And it was too loud anyway, you know? So hard to judge in a situation like that. But I just thought that, you know, around 4 or 5, those are realistic volumes for rehearsals or even for gigs to happen. You know, there's no need to go any louder than that in my opinion. Yeah, put in the comments which one you like better. Like, I'm gonna reveal it. I like the Iridium better. And although I'm kind of like my amps and my guitars are like in that vintage, going into that vintage tradition. I wouldn't say vintage. Okay, this amp right here really is vintage, but that's my only real vintage amp. But you know, I'm just gonna say traditional. You know, I like traditional guitars, like this SG right here, just has a normal dog ear, and I love my old Marshall J&P back there, and yeah, but you know, just being them like that, for me, the Iridium just kills it most of the time. Like, the Mercury still is a great amp. It has that. You know what the Iridium doesn't have is that rock and roll feel, and that's something that the Mercury has, and I guess that's why I like my old Marshall so much. Put in the comments below which one you like better. How did you like this video? Would you like me to make more videos like this? Yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.